some sort of DIY craft that you could do at home. And I came across this, and I am a big fan of coloring. And I thought, well, coloring is a good stress reliever, but I can't really do anything with the colors when I'm done. So I wanted to do something that I could actually use or give away as gifts and kind of like feel some sense of accomplishment after I did it. So I found rocks outside, and that's what I normally paint with. So yeah, it's really a stress relieving thing for me that I do after my daughter goes to bed at night.
To do this? Or did you even have to?
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to. We're using, everything that is here, we either had or made. But I decided to, because I got really into it, decided to purchase tools online. So those, I think the tools were like $15 maybe. And then the paints, it depends on how many paints you want to get. I think the paints are like 50 cents for the paint.
At Walmart?
At Walmart, yep. And then I just found rocks outside, so those are free. And after I'm done painting a rock, I usually put a clear coat of some sort of seal or spray paint. So a can of that is like $2.50. So it's a rather inexpensive craft, and the paints last forever because, as you can see, you're not using a lot at once. So I usually use smaller containers, and I just use the cap, like whatever comes out when I shake. So, for example, something like this. So if I shake it and then I take the cap off, I just use whatever's in the cap.
Okay.
It really depends on how long you want it to take. So for example, this is one that I just did recently, and that maybe took me a total of 2.5 hours, I would say. But this one I've been working on because I come back to it. So I've been working on this one for weeks. But that's just, sometimes you finish them right away. Sometimes you come back with better ideas. It really depends on the mood you're in, how much time you have to spend on your painting. I watch a lot of YouTube videos of people doing what I'm doing right now, time-lapse videos of what people are doing for inspiration. But what really inspires me is if I have someone that I'm making this for. That's usually a really good way to get inspired. Some of the ones that I've made in the past, people have asked, and they've asked for certain colors, and you kind of know the person, you know their style, and sometimes that drives the idea as well. But I do get a lot of ideas from YouTube, but it's hard to sit there and try to copy theirs exactly as it is. So sometimes it just kind of takes you where it wants you to go.
What happens if you make a mistake? You put the paint on and you don't like the way it looks. What do you do?
Okay, so if you do have Q-tips around, the easiest way, so if I I put that way out in the wrong area where I didn't want it, you could just take a Q-tip and you can wet it, or you can just kind of wipe it off that way. And then go about your time. That's for any of them too. I mean, I've actually completely wiped some of them off before too, but the easiest way is just to use a Q-tip.